Welcome to Cooking with the Shahrouks. I'm Huda.
I'm Ruba.
I'm Leanne.
And I'm Hala.
We're delighted to share today's episode while also celebrating Ramadan. Ramadan is a month of sacrifice, of faith, of reflection. Isn't it a coincidence that, most things to do with Ramadan begin with the letter R, repenting, revising, resetting?
Ruba starts with R.
Okay, Ruba, how about you tell me, where's your R in Ramadan?
Okay, my eyes in Ramadan's all about feasting with our family, getting together, spending quality time with the family. We're all year round, we're so busy with lifestyle, but in Ramadan you make the effort to spend that time together. What's your take on Ramadan, Leanne?
Oh, I guess what? Not packing school lunches. Oh, yeah.
I think you get to know so much more about your family during the month of Ramadan. You see the hangry in them. You see the ones that are early birds or non-early birds without waking up for our pre-dawn meal. We hope our contribution allows you to expand on your cooking skills. We're sure you'll enjoy our wonderful guest as much as we will. Welcome aboard, Mr. Jihad Dib.
Hey, it's the Shahrouk sisters.
Hi.
I brought a plate.
This is what you bring when you're told not to bring a thing.
But how good to see you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate
We are thrilled to be joined by a superstar, not just in our community, but someone who is inspiring the next generation of change makers.
Wow, thank you very much. It's really humbling. You did it yourselves a few years ago and I could see women in hijab cooking. It's so fantastic. But I was saying before, so great to see you on the screen doing so well. And you are a really fun bunch of sisters. But really, I've come here to fill the plate, please.
Now let's get cooking.
Yay.
Today, Jihad will be doing a lot of inging, a lot of ings. We're going to be cooking, chatting, eating,
Like that.
learning, and maybe teaching a thing or two.
I'm hoping to learn a lot from you, more than teach.
Jihad, I heard you're a big foodie, especially your mum's food. If you were to pick your last meal, what would it be?
Well, I do love Mum's cooking. I love all food. And I've got to give a shout out to my wife. She's a good cook too. But Mum's cooking is special. You can't go past what I own it. Vine leaves. Mum's vine leaves with the shoulder that just slowly cooks down. I would eat that every single day, and even as my last meal.
Ladies, I
Come
think
over
we've got some
tomorrow. Someone
competition.
is
Right.
right.
But I
Let's
think
get
we've
and
got
cook
some
tonight.
competition.
Yeah.
Everybody
No,
thinks that
everybody's
their
fine.
mum makes the best.
Look, I don't want to
wada
upset you, but my mum's the best. Sorry, everyone.
Battle of the wada
But I bet you your mum's cooking is amazing.
As yours,
She's
as
old
yours,
school.
yeah.
Like we've only
Okay.
from the best.
It's going to be
That's
better than all of us.
it. Yeah, obviously.
Well, today we're not going to be eating mum's cooking. Today we are going to be cooking something that brings families, friends, people, communities together. Nothing like the good old classic barbecue.
Today we're making kefta, lamb and chicken skewers.
Oh, that sounds
nice and
perfect.
simple, the favourites.
Perfect. You can't go wrong.
We'll be making our take, the Shahrouk sisters version of how we do barbecue. The Turkish, they do the kefta style, they do Adana style. They do the chicken, they do it chicken korma skewers, but we just do it chicken and garlic skewers. And the lamb, we keep it as simple as possible. We just add salt to us. Jihad, being Lebanese, what's your favourite type of barbecue?
Oh, Lebanese barbecue for sure. You can't go wrong with Lebanese barbecue. Nothing matches it. You can try different things. If you ask me what my favourite, it'll be the skewered meat. And I love different types of meat.
And how do you do your lamb? We keep it simple. We just usually add salt to our lamb. Do you do any special tenderising to yours?
No, yeah, season it. So season it, usually a bit of salt, a little bit of lemon, sometimes a little bit of oil as well. Not too much lemon, a little bit of lemon. But it does the trick. I think this is shoulder meat, Leanne. Would that be the best one to use?
Today we're using lamb neck, so it's
Lamb
part,
neck, yeah.
part of the shoulder. You can use shoulder meat to make lamb skewers, but we prefer to use the neck so it's got a bit more fat in the meat.
And you need the fat, right? Because it just,
Fat
the
is
fat
flavour.
when dripping onto the
We
charcoal.
love fat. Fat is flavour, Jihad.
Well, I tell you what, I'm loving to be fat too.
And crisp it up well.
Yeah. And my diet starts next Ramadan, I think.
Oh, khalas.
Yeah, that's it. Today it's barbecue.
Done.
Just about every single Australian household has some kind of barbecue. You've got gas, wood, electric. We Shahrouks, we love the charcoal barbecue. We're going to show you how. Look, Hala, do you want to come and let's start lighting up the
Oh,
barbecue?
yes, please. Yes, you guys can
Well,
work.
please,
Jihad
I'm
helps
going to
the
rest
girls
and relax
prep.
now.
Look,
Let's start
there
with
you
the
go,
chicken.
then.
With our chicken, we always like to marinate overnight, preferably. It tenderises the chicken, so when you cook it over the charcoal barbecue, it comes out excellent, nice and juicy.
It's the only way to have chicken, isn't it, babe?
So what do you add to your chicken, Jihad?
In my family, it's got to be lemon, garlic,
Yeah.
and a little bit of olive oil. And then sometimes we just mix it up with a few different herbs. But the key ingredient lemon and garlic.
We put the lemon in the garlic.
Ah, you
That's
put lemon in the
secret.
garlic.
We put lemon in
That's
the
it.
garlic.
Oh, gonna have some great breath tomorrow, but
Oh,
it's
yes.
worth it. It's worth it.
So you want to get this marinade happening?
I didn't expect to be working, but no, now what do I need to put in?
We like to add a bit of salt.
Okay,
So
so
add
go that
some
much?
salt.
Yeah,
A bit
good.
extra.
Okay. Oh, a bit more.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah,
more.
Shahrouk style.
That's better.
Another tip. We add all that garlic.
All
'cause
this
we
garlic?
Love garlic. Garlic's all about the flavour, Jihad. We always add a bit of yogurt because it tenderizes only half of it,
Half of
Jihad.
it?
Only a little, because if you put too much, it burns the chicken on the barbecue.
Okay, so it tenderizes
It
it.
tenderizes. So the best way to marinate chicken is overnight. So it tenderizes the chicken. So as you cook on the back, it comes out nice and juicy. We always put a bit of this chili sauce. A little bit more, double that.
I love how I get told, just put a little bit. No, a bit more.
A bit more.
A little bit more, Ruba
The
says.
Shahrouk sisters, little bit more is always that little bit
Well, I
extra.
tell you what, looks great.
And you know what? It's missing just a little bit of vinegar.
And then mix it up.
We like
Mix
to
it
rub
all
it through, give it a
together.
nice massage and mix it all together.
Well, I just really appreciate that you guys have just left this for me to do. This is what happened with the experts. They'll tell you what to do, right?
That's right. And then once we do that, we get the skewers
Nice.
and we skewer it on. Yeah, we like to keep the piece long.
Yeah.
So when we put the skewer on, it keep it nice and long on it and flatten it out.
It
cooks
flattens
nice
out.
and evenly.
I
So
like
as you're
that.
laying it on. So Jihad, in Ramadan in your household, was there any special things your parents used to do for you? Any special memories?
Do you know what? Sahur was always really special,
Yeah.
and Mum would always wake up. She's always up and ready, but she would make a real effort with a proper breakfast. So I'm going all right, huh? This is easy.
Oh,
Easy.
look at that, Jihad. What's
that, Jihad?
What?
Look at the
What?
Shahrouk's one.
I think it's where we need to cut this bit out.
No,
Hang
you
on a
can't
sec,
pull
no,
it. You're going
what
to
do
have
you
to
do?
cut it.
So you got to
pull
cut
up.
it.
Yes, we've got to cut it.
Aha.
So
Okay,
get
so
this
we'll get
started.
ourselves a knife. I'll be
Restart
safe.
it. Wow,
I-
look how much. You're very generous with your chicken. How's that going to cook?
Oh,
just
well,
started
hang on a
going.
second, I've been given the sack here. They said load it up. You
No
said
way.
a little bit more than a little bit.
Always a little bit more. Well, Jihad did an amazing job at the chicken.
I
I
love you
can't
both.
wait till he goes on that barbecue and we're going to test out Jihad's chicken.
Let's check it out.
Now let's move over to the kefta.
Okay.
So Leanne, you're going to tell Jihad how we make the Shahrouk style kefta. Jihad, how do you do your kefta?
Well, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless it's Mum's, I actually just go to the butcher and buy it. I don't
love
make
your
my own
honesty.
kefta. I just.
No.
But I love this. So you're going to show me how to mix it all up?
Today we're using some shoulder mince, which
Yeah.
has got some fat in it.
Nice.
And it gives it a really nice flavour on the barbecue. So when it cooks on the barbecue, because it's got the fat, it doesn't dry out the meat.
And it drips down and
That's
it smokes
right.
it. That's the
Yeah,
best.
it makes the nice
That's
fire
the best.
come up.
That's why you don't have a gas Lebanese barbecue.
That's right. First
So
we're
we-
going to add some onions.
Okay,
Some
so
finely diced onions.
okay, so what's that, about 1 onion? Is
Yeah,
that about
one
a kilo
onion.
of meat? Is that
Yeah,
about
1
a
kilo meat, we'll add around 2 onions.
Okay, so I'll put all these onions in.
We're going to add some parsley. We're going to add around 1 bunch of parsley, so pretty much half of what's in there.
Wow,
Jihad, do you like some chili?
I do like chili. I do,
Okay, with
yeah.
our kefta, our flavour comes from the chilies. We just make it very simple: salt, onions, parsley, and the chili.
I like it.
And then Jihad,
And
after
then
we
salt.
do that,
And then the
the
love.
magic comes with the love of kneading.
The love, so
The love
okay.
of salt and knead it nice
Okay,
smooth.
you prefer to use just one hand, so you can put
Okay,
Yep,
that's it.
and right
So Paul
into it.
Jihad came to learn cooking with the Shahrouks, but he's doing the cooking for the Shahrouks.
Someone told me this was eating with the Shahrouk, not cooking with the Shahrouk.
with
I
the
can't
Shahrouk.
believe it.
River, why did you give him such a small bowl? How's he going to need that?
Such as they're working me hard here.
You want him to work extra hard. So Jihad,
Yeah.
you came to the country when you were young.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Sydney?
You know what? I suppose like your experiences. You know, like it was different. I came here when I was 3, and like so many of our families that came here because they want a better life. It wasn't like it is now. So the kefta you would have to make yourself. You'd have to drive
the
for
days.
miles to find Lebanese bread. You know, you kind of didn't, for a long time, I didn't know where I belonged. I kind of didn't feel Lebanese. I didn't feel Australian. I kind of felt a little bit in the middle. And I think that in itself was really hard. But, you know, we went back to Lebanon a couple of times, and
Yeah.
like a lot of families wanted to go back, thought they'd go back. It wasn't easy, and I'm just so proud of any parent who would make that, to have the courage to move their whole family and go
Yeah, like
overseas.
my parents, they moved their whole family here.
Yeah, I
but
couldn't
they
do that.
raised we were all born in Australia.
Yeah.
So they left Lebanon, migrated their whole family here, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters, and raised all of us here in this country.
So you were born in Australia.
So we're Australian made and Australian born.
So you arrived in 1998.
No, I'm not that young.
Keep kneading.
Now, I was going to
Jihad,
say,
don't give up.
Keep the meeting
I
happening,
was
Jihad.
hoping Leanne might have forgotten, but obviously you're hard.
And if you notice how Jihad's kneading the kefta, it's starting to mold. It's got this grip to it. We're going to get this party rolling.
Okay,
So
so
with
does that mean I've got to
kefta-
stop kneading?
You got to stop there. So with
Is
kefta,
there a physio in the house?
Yeah, we go every Friday before the weekend barbecue. So this kefta, we slowly dip our fingers in water.
Just say make a little bit. You just want a little bit of water.
Just to grab a bit of water, just on the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
Then you try and make it like a sausage. And then we're going to put it through the skewer.
Okay, so that's a different way that I would do it. So normally,
Yeah.
like you know how you've done a sausage before, I put it on and then I start shaping it.
There's no right way or wrong way.
There's no right way, there's
And
no
I'm
wrong
fine to
way.
use the wooden one.
We only like stainless steel.
Yeah.
Because I got Leanne doing the dishes
yeah.
after me, you see. What we do to make it look fancy,
Yeah.
we do this nice cheeky squeeze,
Ah.
squeeze. And
Oh,
as you
you
eat
did a
it,
better job than you, Ruba.
Maybe
I'm
it could
usually
be.
the left hand, but I've got no glove
Oh,
in my left
right.
hand.
Make it
I do
excuses.
it left hand.
It's-
Yes,
make
this is
an
excuse.
And then when you
excuse,
eat
yeah.
it, just pick it off like that
I
once
love
it's cooked.
that.
Do you want to try it while it's raw, G?
Oh, I don't mind it raw. Can I have this one raw?
Of course you can have it raw.
Okay, well let's go
Would you like
for
some
it.
bread?
Oh yeah.
I just remembered it's Ramadan. When you play, you know, sometimes in Ramadan, you forget as you're cooking, you forget to you taste your food and you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Ramadan. You know, that
That
accidentally happens. Okay, now that's the kefta done for today. We're on to our last cut of meat. Today we're doing lamb. How do you like your lamb?
Well, look, you know, I normally go salt and a bit of a spice mix. And so just a pre-made spice mix with different herbs and things. Obviously, there's a Shahrouk sisters trick. What is the Shahrouk
Okay,
sisters trick?
Shahrouk sister's trick is very simple.
Yeah.
Just salt and a good quality cut of meat. We're using lamb necks today.
Okay.
So it's got fat in it, which is flavour. And all we're going to add is some salt. No oil, no spices.
Really?
Nothing.
Okay.
Simple as
So a
possible.
bit of salt, as simple
No,
as
you've got to
possible.
be generous with your salt,
No,
because
but
salt is going to give it the flavour.
generous with the salt.
For
with
So
sure.
you mix it in that small bowl.
I don't-
Yeah, what's wrong
Where's
with
the
the
bigger
bigger
bowl,
bowl?
Rita?
You had a hard time,
Hey, I
yeah.
didn't want to say anything, but it is a tiny
It's-
bowl.
it's
Sorry,
small.
Jihad. I was hiding that from you, Jihad. Now this is a more suitable size,
Yeah,
yeah, Jihad?
How
Yeah.
did you mix it?
Hey, you're making it even harder. So, oh, look at
Now
that.
we're
Oh, look.
talking.
Do you have any traditions that you took on from your family to your family?
Actually, yeah. You know, I mean, I still love it too. Like, the Eid is so special, and so we still do with the kids everything, and I do it myself still. Everything's got to be brand new.
It has to
You know, from your shoes to your socks to your undergarments.
I was about to say
your-
that. I hope you're going to say the undies.
everything. I just said undergarments, but everything has to be brand new. We lay it out the night before.
Iron them out, give them a
Yeah.
big press. So, Jihad, do you reckon it's time to have that barbecue before we starve today?
Well, I was going to say something because I think I've lost 5 kilos here just looking at the food. So why don't I leave? I'm going to take this. I'm going to take these.
Yep.
And I'm going to head over to the barbecue. Thanks for all the tips.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jihad.
It's
It was
great.
enjoyed cooking with
Yeah.
you.
Well, here we are. Halan, Huda.
Ah, hello.
I've done all the
How are
work
you?
while you've got the barbecue going with
We
the
are
chicken.
starving.
The lahme, the kefta.
Now, there's
So
a
what's the trick?
specific order,
Yeah.
okay? Do you have an order of putting your meats on the
I
barbecue?
do. I go chicken first, always.
Why chicken?
Because I just find it takes the heat and needs a bit more heat. And it
Okay.
just sort of kills it down a bit. Then the lahme, then the kefta, because the kefta cooks the fastest.
I should do the kefta first.
Yeah.
Because the kids are crazy. They really
Yeah,
want
yeah,
the kefta
that's
first.
actually, yeah.
All right, and then the chicken. But I only do the meat last. If I cook the meat first, I won't eat the chicken. Yeah.
What we've done here is we've
Yeah.
turned over the coal
Yeah.
and we've let it sit for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You with me? Because you don't want to put it on
Too
an
hot,
extremely
you're right.
hot. Okay, you're going to burn your meat and it's
Yeah.
going to toughen.
Do you actually put that
Whoa,
on?
whoa, whoa, the catch.
Good one. Go grab it. So what do we do? We
Yeah.
make sure that the rack is
Hot, hot, yeah.
Because you want to hear that.
So that's the idea, to make it as hot as possible.
Make it as hot as possible.
Yeah,
We
yeah. You
go.
reckon we're ready to rock? How do you feel about when people come in who don't really know the barbecue and they keep fiddling around? Does that bother you?
It bothers my dad, but I actually don't mind. I
Oh,
want them
bothers
to
me.
learn.
It bothers me.
I actually want people to learn.
I want to teach them. I want to show them. But
Yeah.
my brother, he's continually
So-
playing with it.
So I'm assuming, Jihad, you're typically in charge of the barbecue at your
I
household?
am. Like in terms of the cooking, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I pride myself on the barbie.
How many people do you usually cook for on the barbecue?
So our family is 5, but I really do a barbecue
What
like
do you
that for 5 people.
So
but the whole
barbecuing
family,
for the entire
the
Dib
the Dib
family?
family, you're talking at least 40 or 50 people. So with COVID, it's been really hard. But you know, when we get to a picnic, basically we try and run 2 barbecues at once. I have one for the beginners who want to play around with the meat, and then I have one for people who know.
personalised to Mr. Jihad Dib.
And I do love to play with it. And if my brother's watching, which I know he will, stay away from my barbecue, Emma. You're hopeless at it. Stay away.
Okay, now this is Leanne's fault. I saw Leanne doing this, okay? This is not supposed to happen.
Why do you think that happened though?
It wasn't skewered in properly. And when you squeeze it properly, it's like a funnel.
So,
It's
so
like
you
a
squeeze
tunnel,
it
so
beforehand.
you really want it squeezed in the centre.
Yeah.
So it can hold onto and grab to the centre.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't happen if it was done properly.
So would you say we shouldn't be eating that?
No, you can eat
Oh,
it.
of course we're going to.
So you're obviously in politics, right?
Yeah.
But prior to that, you were a teacher. You took on one of the most challenging schools in the state. What made you change from teacher to principal to politics?
I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself, I think, what would make you go from being a principal to being a member of parliament? Everything that you do for a reason. And I think ultimately I thought I was making a really good change at the school with the local community. But I thought we could do a little bit more. And in some ways, the opportunity was there. Being a first Muslim MP in the lower house and keeping my name, I knew actually had really important symbolism to so many people. But the opportunity was there to do something even bigger than what I was doing.
I heard you cried when you left Punch Bowl Boys. Now there's, a bit of a taboo with men crying, but what drove that?
I did cry. I actually cried a lot. And even just you talking about it now could make it could be the smoke making me cry, I don't know. But
you were at Punch Bowl Boys for how many years?
I was 9 years at Punch Bowl Boys. And if you said to me when I first started, you're going to be there 9 years, I said, no way. But not only did I fall in love with the school, I fell in love with the community and with the way that we were able to do things. And when you put your heart and soul into something, like I didn't leave Punch Bowl Boys because I wanted to go to a better school. Because to me, there wasn't a better school. I left because I wanted to do something different. And I remember when I did it on assembly telling the boys, because I wanted to tell the boys that I was going. And our boys normally never were dead quiet on an assembly. And they were quiet. The more they were quiet, the more teary I got. And I just told them, and they just were there perfect. They were part of the whole journey, like the whole change that we had in the school. It wasn't because of me, and it wasn't because of the teachers, and it wasn't because of the kids. It was because all of us together with the community. So, and I was always really open with the kids and said, "This is right." When they were doing good, I'd say, "Boys, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you." And when they weren't, I'd really give them a kick up the backside. When they fall, don't kick them. Don't say you've done something wrong. Pick them up again. That's what life is.
We've all got a motto that we live by. Mine might be, if you think you can, you can.
Yeah.
What's your motto that you can share with us today?
So the thing I live by is always give everything your best. Don't do things half-hearted. Don't do things just because you want to do them or because you want to tick a box and say, I've just done it. Don't do it as a crossroad. Do it to do it properly. And you've got to live that life to the best. Every single thing you do, put the best effort. We've put the best effort into this barbecue. There's actually love in this barbecue. Just say that's it. That's the end of it.
I'm encouraging you to actually like the barbecue.
I know, big
I still
steps.
know how to do it. I don't have to do the barbecue anymore with my dad. She can take over.
But the motto, be your best. But I think the best story ever and the best advice, always remember there's someone bigger than you. You're never the most important person in the world, and always make sure that you make someone's life better. And if we live our lives that way, we never actually forget where we are, and that's what they call them. You're a person of a community. You do it. Will you think about what you did when you went on TV? You just filled a nation's heart with love. And having spent today with you, I can say this is great fun.
So what you
a
thought-
great bunch of exactly what you are in real life. Exactly.
Now I think I'm going to cry.
You guys are terrific. You guys are terrific. Now,
Yeah,
I'm going to head
guys,
up
get
this
up
barbecue
again.
before it's time for
Get up
our
again.
dad. Shahrouk sisters, thank you. Fantastic. Beautiful. But I've got to say, there's some things that I didn't see on the barbecue.
While you were busy cooking, we had another half of the Shahrouks preparing the accessories that go with the barbecue. We've got some tabbouleh, we've got some chickpea dip, hummus,
Yeah.
baba ganoush, it's an eggplant tip with tahini, and we've got mutabbed, which is just eggplant with lots of olive oil.
And that
then
was
some more.
barbecue.
You don't just have to barbecue meat or chicken, you can barbecue seafood.
Or that time out, because Ruba is ready to just go angry.
Come on,
We gotta go. Oh, that.
Am I right?
Oh, that
I
is
knew it.
beautiful.
See, I told you we should have done
Oh.
it. See?
Yum. Well, I've got to say, sisters, seriously beautiful. And not only the food, but the experience of it. I've just had such a great time. Thank you. And I get to know you and learning from you and sharing some wonderful stories. And also to let you know, I know you were doing it with me, but you actually inspire me by what you've done. And I really appreciate you inviting and sharing me. I said, I thought I was eating with the Shahrouks, but apparently I was cooking with the Shahrouks.
You were eating
The
it.
food is eating
were
it.
eating
The
And what did
food-
that food do?
The
It
food is
brought us
absolutely
together.
delicious, and it brought us together.
And we learned a lot about each other.
We did, and we talked about things. So, and that's what Ramadan is so special about. So, barakallah fikum. Thank you so much.
Thank you then.
Thank you, Shahed, for cooking with us today. We loved your company and your energy and your input. We really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And thank you also to Crescent Wealth Super for supporting us with this episode.
Ramadan Mubarak. We hope this Ramadan is a blessed month full of faith, family and food.
Amen.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our barbecue.
See you all soon with our next surprise guest on Cooking with the Shahrouk.
Ramadan Mubarak.